Here I'm going to share with you 10 of the simplest camera moves that you can use as a complete beginner to get you started on your content creation journey. These moves you can adapt into different variants so that you can become more creative once you're out on the shoot. But these moves in particular, you'll find that you'll be reusing them time and again as you evolve and get better at using your cameras and equipment. And by the end of this, you should have a fair idea of how to put all of those movements into action yourself, so you can get out there and just get started. This is easily the most simplest form of shots that you can use in any shoot. With the push forward, you want to make sure that your object is centered on the screen. If you need to, you can use the grid lines on your camera. You can switch them on in the camera settings. And you want to make sure that you focus on your object and then just keep pushing forward. From there you can combine all of those movements with a pullback, which is essentially the same. You're just moving in the opposite direction. Pretty straightforward. But if you want to add a bit more dynamic elements to it, you can use the same moves again, but with the camera in your hand, especially if you're doing it handheld or even with a gimbal. Just tilt the camera ever so slightly. It just adds so much more variety to the shot itself, and it's very, very easy to do. A simple push-up shot with this one. This can be done with the phone and your camera, or anything you have to hand. Here I'm just showing you using my phone, so you want to pick a point in the car. Ideally, I'm looking at the rear tail lights, and all I'm doing is just crouching on the ground and trying to position the camera where it's close enough to the bumper and the lights to reveal the subject. Now this will take a few attempts to get a good shot, but it's a good way to practice. Another easy one, which is the badge reveal. You can literally hold your camera from one headlight to the side of the car and then just move across the bonnet, revealing the car's logo, and move to the other side. It's a very simple and straightforward one to do. You just have to be mindful to try and keep a steady hand, which can be tricky at first. Also, if you do have access to a CPL filter, you might want to attach it because you want to avoid gaining any reflections, as you can see here, as I didn't have one with me on the day, but it's just something to bear in mind. But you can still try it anyway, just for practice. This next shot is another simple one to do, pretty much like a crane shot. You can start from the ground and then move the camera up to focus on your object that's in front of you. You can also do an alternative by facing the camera upwards and looking down. But if you want to add a bit more emphasis onto the movement, you can use kind of like a jib movement, where you can tilt the camera or move it sideways slightly as you're moving up, so to give the emphasis more on movement. So it's a simple case is as you're moving up, all you have to do is just turn the camera ever so slightly in that direction to focus on your object. The engine bay reveal, very similar to other movements that we've just looked at. All you're doing is positioning the camera over a certain point within an engine bay that's open, and all you're doing is moving back to reveal the engine bay or even the front of the car. Now I use my gimbal for this, as it is a lot easier, but if you're using your phone or camera handheld, you'll just have to make a few slight adjustments with your hand movements in order to get the same effect. The slider reveal or interior reveal is another simple one that you can use, and you can do this for both car interiors and even just anything on the outside. What you want to make sure is to have an object in the foreground as you're moving the camera from the side, so that you can expose your object that you're trying to focus on. Very similar to the other movements, but you're just adding more emphasis because you have something in the front of the camera before you reveal the subject. Just make sure if you're using your phone to lock the exposure by tapping and holding on the screen, as that will avoid any unnecessary blurriness that can occur. The interior pullback. If you have a car door open or even a window open, you can position the camera through that space, and then you can pick a starting point to focus on, and then what you can do from there is gradually and ever so slowly move the camera back to reveal the entirety of the interior. It adds a lot more dynamic elements to the movement itself, plus it makes it even look cinematic as you're exposing all of the elements within the scene. Now, even though I'm using my phone here with an extension pole attached to it to make it a wee bit easier, but ideally if you have some form of a gimbal setup, even a cheap gimbal that has multiple angles of rotation, it will be a lot easier to pull off this shot, and it will be a lot smoother. The lowrider shot. This is a very effective movement that adds a lot of cinematic appeal to the shot, but there is a lot of elements that's in play because there is a lot of movement basics that you have to be familiar with. Now, as you can see that I started off using a small tripod attached to my phone to try and get as low to the ground as possible. Now, it's not exactly ideal, but if it's the only thing that you have to hand, then you can use it, but you just need to be mindful of your back, and especially if you have bad knees and a back like me, as I'm getting a lot older. Yeah, you can definitely know straight away. So ideally what you want to do is, if you have an extension pole, which I had one, so I just managed to attach it, which was to show you the differences between the two, how easier it makes the shot look. As you can gain a lot more movement, you can also get lower to the ground and you don't put as much strain on your body. The orbit shot. This is a really good one, as you can get to focus on a lot of different elements around the cow. One of the simplest orbit movements would be to pan around the cow. So you hold the camera pretty much at waist height and you move around the cow, trying to keep the object as close to the center as possible and within focus, and take your time at it. The more you do, the better you get. Now, you can do this with a camera, you can do this with your phone, although the shaking and the juddering will be more apparent, but if you do have a gimbal, it will make it a lot easier. But even with that, you can still smoothen and stabilize the footage when you go to edit it later. But another alternative to this, if you don't want to do a full orbit shot, is you can do like a parallax or pan kind of orbit, where you focus on a particular point of interest on the car, either from the headlights to the wheels, the tail lights, or a particular point that you like more than anything. Just focus on that and then pan a movement like as if you're doing an orbit shot just around that point of interest, as it adds a lot more dynamic elements to the shot itself and makes it a lot more cinematic. The fake drone shot. For this, ideally you'll want some form of extension pole or tripod that you can extend. Now, you can do it to a degree with your camera if you do have some form of extension that you can use to gain some height or even lift the camera up. But if you have an extension pole like I have here, now I'm using my GoPro for this just to make it a wee bit easier, but you can use a gimbal or even use your phone with an attachment to it. And all you want to do is place the camera at the top of the object that you want to record, and it's just a simple case of moving back, keeping the camera as high as possible and gradually lowering it once you start to reveal the subject to emphasize the movement and make it a lot more cinematic. These simple shots should be enough to get you started with just getting out there and hitting that record button. And as you can see, a lot of them are very simple to do, and you can utilize them with whatever you have on you at the time, whether that be your phone, an action camera, your actual physical camera, or a gimbal. There's so many ways and variations of what you can do, but the reality is you just work with what you have on you. If you don't have much of a budget to spend in cameras, your phone will be just enough to help you in that moment. That's all you need for now, and then you can upgrade later when you can afford it. Most people usually just stick to their phone because it's easier for them, and that's okay. The key here is just to start and just to gradually improve over time, which you can do so. And if you want more help with even more creative ideas, transitions, and even camera movements, you can also check out this next video.